Welcome back to another week of Fashion Talk Tuesday. I'm Monica, co-host.
And I'm Aisha.
And we're here for another week with a fun topic. Today's topic is, why do we judge people by what they wear? Okay. You didn't think you were going to see that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good and a bad thing because, baby, if you walk up, your clothes wrinkled, everything not put together, we going to think, like, what's going on? Are they having a bad day? They just don't care about themselves. People are going to judge you by how you present yourself to the world. Always.
Always. When we think about judging people, judging is a strong word. Let's be for real.
Yeah.
But when you walk in the room and you immediately see somebody you don't know, the first thing that shows is their appearance and your impression of them. Do they seem like they have it all together? Do they seem approachable? Does their look, their color that they have on seem like standoffish? Does it seem inviting or welcoming? And those are the type of things that immediately can become biases, or they can become actual things to pay attention to, or areas of opportunity within ourselves. So let's start thinking about that. So if you ever walked in the room, what do you start thinking about when you see people, when you start clearing the room or kind of scanning the room?
The first thing I'm looking at is their outfit. Because if they have on something that they like, that's the first thing I'm gonna say, like, oh, I love your outfit, like, where did you get it from? And that can spark a conversation. But I want to go back to what you said about what they're wearing. Is it approachable? And I'm like, I wonder if people if they think I'm approachable, because I love to wear black. Listen, is black approachable? I don't know.
Black is approachable, and when I think of black, I think of very tailored, sleek, very straight to the point, very I'm about my business, but also it can be a muted or understated color that says, hey, right now I'm about my work. When you think of stylists, fashion stylists, hairdressers, photographers, in big events, they're told to wear black so that they could, kind of blend in, stay out the way. So it can either be an understated color, or it can be something that actually stands out depending on how you style it and dress it up and layer it. I think for us, when we think about what people wear, we want to know that that they're welcoming. We want to see that it feels good to us. And I think a lot of the time when we think about what somebody wears, does it look good to me? Or would I wear it? Would I see myself in that? And I'm very guilty of that. I'm like, would I wear that? And my face get to scrunching my eyes up, like, would I wear that? Yeah. And I'm like, that doesn't have to always come to me. It doesn't have to always be about what I think.
Yes.
How do we appreciate what somebody's wearing just because it's on them, not on us?
Exactly. But then it goes to that saying what your mom used to tell you, don't judge a book by its cover. Yep. But it's just like sometimes you gotta judge that book a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a tad bit.
We gotta bring it back to actually what made you put this on this morning?
Right.
And what makes you think about the things that you wear? And we were talking about the Pop the Balloon show a few minutes ago.
Oh yeah.
And this girl, they had this one episode where this girl came out and she had a sheer dress on. She had some nipple covers on and a dress. And soon as she came out, people started popping balloon. And that's something that we don't even think about. That's our first impression of you.
Absolutely.
That's how you show up. That's what people think. And granted, you can have all the confidence in the world. And if it's what I want to wear, and that's what I feel comfortable in, and I'm good, whether you feel like it or not. But that's somebody's first impression of you, and that's a lasting impression of somebody that you actually care about what they think about, how they view you and what you see and what they see in you. I like to think that first impressions mean a lot and they hold a lot of weight, but they are not the full story.
It's not. People often form opinions within seconds based on what you're wearing, and first impressions can open doors, but they don't reveal someone's character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because somebody could just be having a bad day.
Listen.
And a bad day means I'm just wanting to throw on the thing that made me feel comfortable. And we can't write somebody's story for them.
Absolutely.
And I think we've gotten away from that because we use the first impressions are everything without even letting somebody open their mouth. And don't get me wrong, fashion speaks for itself. Fashion is very much a non-verbal communication. But how do we get to know people past what we see on the outside?
And that's so true. And it goes back to the story that I talked about on the last episode, how a woman, she went inside of a really big luxury store and she didn't feel like getting dressed up that day. She had on a tracksuit, but she had the money, she had the coins to get what she wanted. But they judged her off of what she was wearing. And when she told them what she wanted they took her to the 3rd floor. They treated her like royalty. But it's just like, why can't you treat me like that when you first see me? Why do you have to judge me off of what I'm wearing? I might have $1 million in my purse. You don't know that. You just going off of what I'm wearing. It's kind of a hard topic because, like you said, one day I might feel like I want to go to the grocery store in a gown. The next day I might want to go with a hoodie on and some sweats and some Crocs. You never know, but you can't judge me by what I'm wearing. But then it just depends on the setting of where you're going to.
And that's something that we have to think about. How do we want others to view us? But when we're walking into rooms, do we want to be able to tell our story through our fashion, or do we want people to actually like come up to and get to know us and ask us questions about who we are, and let that speak for itself?
With that being said, what do you want to convey when you walk in a room?
I want to seem confident.
Yeah.
I want to seem confident. I want to seem approachable, and I want to seem welcoming. I have really bad RBF sometimes, and that's just not who I am. But also, I'm like, my eyes is going back.
She cannot hide her face for nothing.
I cannot. But I also want to be approachable. So what about me, and that speaks from outfit to body language in the context of who I am. That's my thing. What about you? It's
also about facial expressions too. Like if you're sitting in the corner like with a mad face, like nobody's going to talk to you. But if you're smiling and, seem warm, like people are going to come up to you and talk to you as well. So it's not just about the fashions. It's also about how you're looking at people too. So I don't know. I just wanted to say that, even though it's not pertaining to fashion. Whether intentional or not, your outfit tells a story before you introduce yourself. And saying that, let's talk about power dressing. What does power dressing mean to you, Monica?
Power dressing is something we don't talk about often because most people think it's, oh, she's doing too much or he's doing too much. Power dressing is being intentional, making yourself feel confident in what you wear, and also capable that you can show up as your best self in this look. When I think about power dressing, I think that our clothing can change our mindset and how we think about who we are and how we show up. And it goes back to the psychology of dressing, the psychology of style, the psychology of fashion. It's all tied into an emotional experience that we have. And when I think about, like, if I wear something I love and I'm like ready, I'm excited to wear it, I get excited when I buy it. Like growing up, my dad always used to be like, he used to be like, I wear my clothes. I'm like, yeah, as soon as I get it, I'm wearing it immediately.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna not saving it. And I've taken that with me as an adult, because when I buy something new, I don't let it sit for days, unless it's for an event or something like that. But I don't let it sit for days. I actually probably wear within the first 24 to 48 hours.
But let's go back to the first day of schools, when we was back in school, and you lay your outfit out and you get excited to put it on.
That was one of the best things, because you were excited to show up in your pieces that just meant something to you, whether it was sentimental, whether it was something that you really had been looking forward to for a long time. And power dressing is a part of that, because it's an intentional part of your wardrobe. It's an intentional part of you styling yourself for whatever the case may be, but ultimately to feel your best.
But let's talk about power dressing is not about the expensive things, though, because some people might tie into power dressing as, oh, I need the Gucci, the Louis, the Fendi, all that good stuff. But it's mainly about what you feel good in, like Monica said. You have to put on things that speak for you. At the end of the day, I know it sounds like we keep saying the same thing, but we just want to convey to you guys that wear what you feel good in. F what everybody else thinks. Do what feels good to you, and make sure you invest in some good pieces. So
when we talk about being confident, we also talk about being aligned with who you are. There's an alignment with having confidence, and it's not the same. Okay, most people think, oh, I can, be confident and I just expect to get all the attention in the world when I wear something. Getting attention doesn't mean you're confident.
Right.
When you think of attention, you're like, oh, I wonder how they feel about me. I wonder what they think. I wonder what, they're going to say about me, or what's the, the word going to be once I leave the room. Confidence says, how do I feel about myself?
No, because I was like that for a long time, just worrying about what other people thought. And I'm just like, now that I'm tapping into my 40s, I'm like, I'm gonna wear whatever I want. Just like I said, if I want to go to the grocery store in a ball gown, I'm gonna do that. If it makes me feel good, I'm gonna do that. Like you said, alignment is everything. You have to stop caring about what other people think, because that's just going to box you in.
When you put yourself out there and you're thinking about how you want to show up, there are a few things that you should be thinking about. how will you feel after? What's going to be the end goal for you after you have done this, after you've worn this? Is this something that you want to continue to wear, or a trend or style that you want to continue to see yourself in? I see a lot of kids nowadays, their parents let them just wear, hey, I'll let them choose their outfit. They may have on 2 left feet, but they love what their look is. They love exactly what they have on. So when parents allow their kids to just, create freely and wear what they want to wear. Like, I love when you talk about your daughter. She chose her outfit today. She chose,
baby, layers on top of layers.
and patterns too.
Yes. And sometimes I have to kind of like scale it down, but then I have to kind of take back because I want her to be able to express herself. That's her expression. That's how she want to express herself to the world. So I kind of like take back on that because I don't want to take away from that, because she knows what she want to wear, as long as it's not too much, baby. But no, go ahead.
And I love that, because in the past, I'm from a different generation. I'm 42, so when I think about growing up, I'm like, you were told you were tacky, or there was a tacky day at school.
Yeah.
And what was once tacky is now what people wear every day.
Absolutely.
Or it's soulful. And I'm like, no, that was people expressing themselves, and tacky day just became a way to kind of like make it fun and make it seem like it's something that we shouldn't be wearing. But now those tacky days, baby, people wearing that. That's a big part of being authentic and actually aligning with who you are. You are focusing on what pieces and patterns and mixtures and textures make you feel like you, versus wanting to feel that everybody else is okay with what you've worn.
I feel like when you're not you, it's more performative.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be somebody that you're not, and we don't want to do that at all. Like, you want to be, again, confident within yourself and what you're wearing and what you're doing and how you're putting yourself out to the world.
So let's get personal.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a time in which you felt completely yourself, completely that girl, in a look that you had.
So let's take it back. What year was this? But it was a Sync Seattle event. It was called Hats Off Ball. I don't know if I'm saying the title right, but it was an event where you come in your ball gowns and you wear like a cool hat. And I didn't think I was going to go to this party. It was a last minute thing. Monica was like, hey, we got an extra ticket. You want to come? Baby, yes. Let me go try to find me a dress real quick. I went to Macy's, got a beautiful ball gown. It was like a sheer situation with velvet, long sleeves, amazing. And I'm like, what type of hat do I want to do? Because every time when I dress, I always take it back to home. Like, when I think of LA, I think of the fitted caps and just different types of hats that kind of tie everything into like the LA culture. So I was like, I don't know what I want to do. So I ended up going into, I think, Charlotte Russe or something like that. And I got a cowboy hat, and I'm like, yes, like this is going to set it off. Like, this is going to set it off. So I went with a cowboy hat, and I just love that look. And I don't know, that moment stuck out with me. I always go back to that moment, like, I need to bring this outfit out again. So yes, I'll have to say that moment.
That is a good moment. And also it shows that you wanted to kind of differentiate yourself from the normal, like what everybody you think was gonna wear. Always. Also, just a little fun like nod to who you are.
Absolutely.
And honoring yourself in the best way.
Yes.
Okay. So as we wrap up this show, one thing we can leave you with is always make sure that you feel completely yourself in a look.
Absolutely.
Make sure that you're showing up authentically in a look. Make sure that it's something that you chose. Even if somebody said, hey girl, I just don't like the way you put that together. If you feel good in it, like she said, oh well. So we appreciate you staying tuned, subscribing, sharing, liking, and we look forward to another week.
Bye guys.